This is a typical balance sheet. And if I end up using heavy accounting terms, I apologize. I'll try to not do that. But this is what is called a balance sheet. Most people just refer to it as, this is what I have. I do this sheet every December 31st in our household. I actually do personal financial statements every month end, and I'll show you those as we get to the end of the class. But Gay and I do a balance sheet every December 31st. I think it's important. This is a snapshot in time. This is what you have on a particular day and what you owe, and what's left over is technically yours, right? Now, God owns it all, but we're going to go with this theme. This is a balance sheet, and so as part of this course, what I'd hope you to do is at some point put down all of the things that you owe, and we'll do this as we go through this class a little bit, but these are your mortgage, maybe you have car payments, maybe you have other types of bills that you must pay. These are things that you owe money to, so it wouldn't necessarily be a utility bill that would be monthly. This would be something that you've borrowed to buy. The other line would be, the other column would be what you own. These are your assets, your retirement plan, your house, your car, your fixtures in your home, those kinds of items. Hopefully, at the end of the year, when you do this, you have more in the what I own column than what you do in what I owe. And as a goal, what you try to do is to make that number grow each year. That's part of becoming financially independent, is to not go backwards, but to go forwards. And one of the things we want to try and do is to try to make that happen. Now, this has been a tough year because a lot of people's 401ks became 201ks. Although they did come back up a lot in 2009, although January's been pretty bad so far. So, very important sheet, and we're going to refer to this a lot today. The next sheet that you should have is called What I Spend. Is that the next one in your handout packet? Good. This is the bread and butter of this course. When we are done with this course, what I want you to have is this. This is called a spending plan. Oftentimes people call it a budget. And a budget sounds so terrible because it's all about limits and it's confining and I have no freedom. And I want to break that myth. I want you to all close your eyes right now. Pretend you're someplace warm, like Hawaii, all right? And you're on the beach and you walk out to the water and the water's blue and it's warm. And at this water there's buoys and ropes sectioning off a whole area of the water, right? And inside of that area, it is calm water. There's been no known shark attacks. There's no undertow. It's very safe. And just as easy as you got into this area, you could slip under the buoys and ropes and go off into the deeper water where there are sharks. There have been undertows. There have been people that have drowned there. And it's not necessarily safe. That's the exact same scenario that it is with your personal finances. As long as you stay within the confines of your spending plan, you'll be safe. As soon as you branch off, and it's easy to spend money outside of your plan, as soon as you branch off and go into those non-roped area, you're on your own. And there's sharks out there, there's dangerous things that can happen to you, and if you don't have a plan to be there, you could get eaten up. And so my goal for you today is to come to the realization that a spending plan is your friend. Freedom without limits is not freedom at all. And that's a principle we're going to drive home today, that you need limits and you need a plan, and that's what this is about. When we get through this class, I want you to have a lot of this start to be filled in. And as you take the class with me on Sunday mornings, we work through this every week where we start recording your expenses. Gay and I remember when we got married in May of 1989, and I said to her, we're going to record every expenditure we have. And she looked at me and she's like, really? You're serious? And then she realized after a month that I was dead serious, that we recorded everything. Gas, if we bought a Coke at the soda machine, I recorded everything. Now I've become a little bit lax on some of my smaller expenditures under $1. But from our first month of marriage, I have a financial statement from every month. I know, you're thinking, this guy's a freak. You too can be a freak like me. It's not that hard. You don't need to be a CPA to do it, and I have some handouts that will show you how to do this. But it's really enlightening as you realize how much you spend every May on utilities, what you spend on gifts in December, and I have spreadsheets. And you can do this charting very simply, and I'll show you, and it really is helpful. And after 20 years of marriage, Mrs. Heintzelman, am I correct? It's not that time-consuming. A minute or two a day, and at the end of the month, I take 5 minutes and I record it and formulate a balance sheet and a profit-loss statement. It's very easy. Now, granted, I have it all set up into spreadsheets, and I will share those spreadsheets willingly with anybody. But my point is, without some type of limits, there's no freedom, and we want to get there.